Rain pounded the streets of downtown Seattle like a relentless drumbeat, turning the sidewalks into slick mirrors reflecting the neon glow of high-rise buildings. Alex Harlan, the self-made millionaire whose tech startup had revolutionized sustainable energy apps, stepped out of his sleek black Tesla, his tailored suit already damp from the short dash to the curb. There, huddled under a tattered cardboard box in the alley beside his favorite coffee shop, was a woman. Filthy, shivering, her eyes hollow with despair that hit Alex like a gut punch, reminding him of his own rock-bottom days before fortune smiled on him. Without a second thought, Alex approached her, his voice cutting through the storm. "Hey, you can't stay out here like this. Come on. Let's get you somewhere warm." She looked up, suspicion flickering in her gaze, but the raw kindness in his eyes, or maybe just the promise of shelter, made her nod weakly. He helped her into the car, the scent of wet streets and unwashed desperation filling the air as they drove toward his waterfront mansion in the hills. By the time they arrived, the woman, Emily, as she introduced herself in a hoarse whisper, had shared fragments of her story. A runaway from a broken home in the Midwest, addictions that spiraled after losing her job, and now, 3 years on the streets. Alex's husband, Jordan, was waiting in the grand foyer, his arms crossed, a glass of wine in hand. Jordan Harlan, a successful architect with a sharp wit and even sharper sense of style, had built this life with Alex over a decade of love, laughter, and the occasional storm. But tonight, as Alex guided Emily inside, Jordan's face darkened like the clouds outside. "What the hell is this, Alex?" Jordan's voice was low, controlled, but laced with an edge that made Emily shrink back. Alex explained quickly, the rain, her condition, his impulse to help. "She needs a hot meal and a bed for the night. We can figure out the rest tomorrow." Jordan's eyes narrowed, flicking between his husband and the stranger. He didn't say much then, just nodded curtly and retreated to their study, but Alex felt the tension coil like a spring. The next morning, sunlight streamed through floor-to-ceiling windows, casting a golden hue over the modern kitchen where Alex brewed coffee. Emily, cleaned up in borrowed clothes that hung loosely on her frail frame, sat at the island, devouring eggs and toast like it was her first meal in days. Jordan entered, impeccably dressed for a client meeting, but his smile was forced. "Sleep well?" he asked Emily, though his tone suggested otherwise. She murmured a thank you, eyes downcast. As Jordan pulled Alex aside, the first crack appeared. "This isn't a shelter, Alex. We have our life here, our privacy, our routines. What if she's dangerous? Or using you?" Alex bristled, his philanthropic heart clashing with Jordan's practicality. "She's not. Look at her. She's broken. Remember how we met? You pulled me out of my own mess when I was scraping by in that crappy apartment." Jordan's jaw tightened. "That was different. We were in love. This feels like you're trying to fix the world on our doorstep." The day unfolded with uneasy politeness. Alex spent hours on calls, connecting Emily to social services, a rehab program, even offering to pay for her first month's rent in a transitional housing unit. But as evening fell, Emily confessed over dinner, prepared by their chef no less, that she had nowhere immediate to go. "The programs have wait lists," she said softly. "Just a few more days?" Alex glanced at Jordan, whose fork clattered against his plate. That night, in their king-sized bed overlooking the Puget Sound, the argument erupted. "You're too trusting, Alex. This isn't about helping one person. It's about boundaries. Our home is our sanctuary, especially after everything we've fought for as a gay couple in this world." Jordan's voice cracked with emotion, referencing the early years of discrimination, the family rejections, the hard-won acceptance. Alex countered, "Compassion isn't a boundary. It's who I am, who we are. Remember the protests we marched in, the charities we support." But Jordan shook his head. "This is personal. She's a stranger, and you're prioritizing her over us." The words hung heavy, foreshadowing the storm ahead. Alex lay awake, torn between the man he loved and the pull of empathy that had defined his rise from rags to riches. Over the following week, Emily's presence wove into their lives like an unwelcome thread. She helped with small chores, her gratitude palpable, sharing stories that humanized her plight. Abusive parents, a failed marriage, the opioid crisis that swallowed her savings. Alex saw potential in her, a spark of resilience, and began mentoring her on job skills, even introducing her to his network. Jordan, meanwhile, grew distant, burying himself in work, his jealousy simmering not from romance but from the dilution of their intimate world. One evening, after a particularly grueling day, Jordan found Alex and Emily laughing over old photos in the living room. It was innocent, Alex showing her pictures from his impoverished youth, but to Jordan it was a betrayal. "This has to stop," he said later, alone with Alex. "I feel like an outsider in my own home." Alex defended, "She's leaving soon. Can't you see the good in this?" But Jordan's eyes filled with tears. "No, I see you choosing her needs over mine." The conflict escalated when Alex discovered Emily's hidden talent for graphic design, remnants from community college days. He offered her a freelance gig at his company, sparking Jordan's fury. "You're building a life for her here. What about our life?" Social tensions crept in. Friends whispered about the charity case at dinner parties, some praising Alex's generosity, others questioning if it masked deeper issues in their marriage. As whispers turned to debates, Alex faced his first real doubt. Was he using Emily to fill a void? Jordan, feeling sidelined, confided in a close friend about the strain, igniting rumors in their social circle. The drama built, layer by layer, as societal expectations of a perfect gay marriage clashed with raw human imperfection. The turning point came 2 weeks in, during a lavish fundraiser Alex hosted at their home for LGBTQ+ youth programs. Guests mingled in the expansive backyard, fairy lights twinkling against the Seattle skyline. Emily, dressed in a simple outfit Alex had bought her, hovered on the periphery, her transformation evident, healthier, more confident. Jordan, ever the gracious host, smiled through gritted teeth, but inside, resentment boiled. Midway through the evening, a prominent donor pulled Alex aside. "Heard about your house guest. Inspiring, really walking the talk on social justice." Alex beamed, but Jordan overheard, his face paling. Later, as the last guests departed, he confronted Alex in the empty ballroom. "This isn't inspiration. It's invasion. Our home isn't a stage for your hero complex." Alex shot back, "And your jealousy isn't helping. She's not a threat. She's a person in need." Emily, sensing the rift, offered to leave that night, but Alex insisted she stay. "We'll sort this out." But Jordan had reached his limit. "No, Alex. Choose. Her or me. I can't share our life like this anymore." The ultimatum hung like a guillotine, the air thick with unspoken fears, of abandonment, of societal judgment on their relationship. Alex's mind raced. He loved Jordan deeply, the man who had stood by him through startup failures, family estrangements, even the legal battles for marriage equality. Their wedding 5 years ago in a sun-drenched vineyard had been a triumph over adversity. But Emily represented something primal. The homeless kid Alex once was, the one society ignored. Choosing Jordan meant turning his back on that past. Choosing Emily meant honoring it, but at what cost? In the days that followed, the household fractured. Jordan moved to the guest wing, their interactions reduced to polite necessities. Emily, racked with guilt, tried to mediate, sharing her own regrets about burdening them. "I never meant to come between you," she said to Alex one afternoon, as they worked on her resume in his home office. He sighed. "It's not you. It's us, me, really. I've always had this need to save people, maybe to save myself." Social conflicts amplified the drama. At a coffee meetup with mutual friends, Jordan vented subtly, painting Alex as the idealistic dreamer blind to practicalities. Word spread through their tight-knit gay community, where relationships were scrutinized under the lens of representation. "Are they breaking up over a woman?" One friend texted another, igniting debates on forums about internalized issues or performative allyship. Alex, meanwhile, delved deeper into helping Emily, securing her a spot in a rehab center and an entry-level job at a design firm. But each step forward for her felt like a step back for his marriage. One night, alone on the balcony, he called his estranged brother, the one who had disowned him after coming out. "Am I wrong?" Alex asked. His brother, surprisingly softened by time, replied, "Family's complicated, bro. But don't lose what you have for what you think you owe the world." The high drama peaked during a stormy weekend retreat Alex had planned for just him and Jordan, hoping to reconnect. But Emily's car broke down en route to her new apartment, and Alex detoured to help, arriving late. Jordan, waiting with a candlelit dinner gone cold, exploded. Again? Her crisis over hours. Tears streamed as he packed a bag. "I'm done being second," Alex pleaded. "It's not about priority. It's about humanity." But Jordan's response cut deep. "Humanity starts at home. You've chosen her every time." As Jordan drove away to a hotel, Alex sat in the empty house with Emily, who apologized profusely. "Maybe I should go," she said. But Alex, stubborn in his conviction, replied, "No, we'll figure this out." The ripple effects spread. Jordan's architectural firm buzzed with gossip, clients questioning his focus. Alex's board members at the startup expressed concerns about his distractions. Societal pressures mounted. Articles in local LGBTQ+ media debated the ethics of personal charity versus marital stability, some siding with Jordan's boundaries, others lauding Alex's compassion as a model for progress. In quieter moments, Alex reflected on their journey. He and Jordan had met at a Pride event, bonding over shared dreams of a world where love wasn't contested. Now that love was the battleground. Emily, sensing the irreparable damage, began packing her things, her growth evident but bittersweet. "You've given me a second chance," she told Alex. "Don't let it cost you everything." Yet, as the week ended, Alex made his choice, one that would spark endless debates among friends and strangers alike. With Jordan gone, the mansion felt like a hollow shell, echoes of laughter replaced by silence. Alex threw himself into work, channeling his turmoil into a new initiative, a foundation for homeless outreach, inspired by Emily's story. She moved into her apartment, thriving in her job, but checked in daily, her gratitude evolving into a platonic friendship that filled some of the void. Jordan, staying with a friend in the city, grappled with his own emotions. He missed Alex, the late-night talks, the shared ambitions, but the hurt ran deep. He chose her. He confided to his therapist, unpacking layers of insecurity rooted in past rejections. As a black gay man in a predominantly white industry, Jordan had always fought for his place. Now, it felt like Alex was undermining their hard-earned stability. Reconciliation attempts faltered. A mediated dinner at a neutral restaurant devolved into accusations. "You made me the villain for wanting our life back," Jordan said, voice trembling. Alex countered, "And you made compassion a crime." The waiter hovered awkwardly, a microcosm of the public scrutiny their split attracted. Social media amplified the drama. An anonymous post on a Seattle queer forum detailed the saga, minus names but details matched. Comments poured in, "Boundaries matter in any relationship," versus "True love includes helping others." Friends took sides. Dinners became tense battlegrounds. One couple, longtime allies, hosted a neutral gathering where debates raged. Was Alex's act heroic or hubristic? Did Jordan's ultimatum stem from love or control? Emily, now stable, faced her own backlash. Co-workers whispered about her sugar daddy connection, ignoring her hard work. She confronted Alex. "This is causing more harm than good." But Alex, defiant, replied, "Change always does. Look at marriage equality. It started with controversy." The plot thickened when Jordan filed for separation, citing irreconcilable differences. Papers arrived via courier, a stark reminder of their legal union's fragility. Alex stared at them, heart aching, flashbacks to their vows. In sickness and in health, in good times and bad. Was this the bad they hadn't anticipated? Public fallout ensued. A local news outlet picked up the story, framed as Tech mogul's act of kindness tears apart power couple. Interviews followed. Alex defended his choice as moral imperative. Jordan spoke of emotional neglect. The gay community split, some viewing it as internalized homophobia. Why bring a woman into it? Others as class warfare, millionaire savior complex. Amid the chaos, Alex and Emily's bond deepened, not romantically, but as mentor-mentee. She helped launch his foundation, her lived experience adding authenticity. Success stories emerged. Others housed, jobs secured. But at night, Alex scrolled through old photos with Jordan, questioning his path. Jordan, dating casually, found solace in therapy and activism. He volunteered at shelters, ironically, processing his resentment. A chance encounter at a gala brought them face to face. "I miss us," Jordan admitted. Alex nodded. "Me too. But I couldn't turn away." The moment lingered, unresolved. As months passed, the drama evolved into introspection. Alex's foundation flourished, but loneliness gnawed. Jordan's career soared, yet he yearned for the partnership lost. Friends mediated, urging compromise. "Maybe it's not about choosing one or the other," one said, but pride held firm. A pivotal twist came when Emily revealed a secret. She was pregnant from a brief encounter before homelessness, discovered during a routine checkup funded by Alex. "I didn't know how to tell you," she confessed. This added fuel Jordan learned through mutual friends, feeling vindicated. See? More complications. Society weighed in. Podcasts debated ethics of intervening in strangers' lives, especially in queer spaces. Was Alex playing God? Or was Jordan too rigid? The controversy sparked broader discussions on empathy versus self-preservation in modern marriages. Alex, facing board pressure over the scandal's impact on his company's image, contemplated stepping down. But Emily's news humanized her further, pushing Alex to commit fully. He'd support her child, platonically, as a godfather figure. The climax built as Jordan, reflecting on his own orphan childhood, reached out. "Maybe I overreacted," he texted. But Alex, hardened by the battles, responded cautiously. The stage was set for a final confrontation, where choices would define not just their love, but their legacies. The reconciliation meeting happened at their, now Alex's mansion, neutral ground turned emotional minefield. Jordan arrived with flowers, a gesture from their early days. Emily was absent, respecting the space, but her shadow loomed. They sat on the patio, the sound's waves crashing below like their turbulent hearts. "I chose to help her because it was right," Alex began, voice steady. "But I never chose her over you. I chose both." Jordan shook his head. "That's not how it works. You prioritized her crises, her growth, while our marriage crumbled." Tears welled as he recounted sleepless nights, the isolation. Deeper truths emerged. Alex admitted his savior complex stemmed from survivor guilt, rising from poverty while others didn't. "Helping Emily was helping that part of me." Jordan shared his fears. As a minority in multiple ways, he guarded their bubble fiercely. "The world already tries to tear us down. I couldn't let her do it too." Societal echoes intruded. A viral article labeled their split "the cost of queer kindness," arguing that gay couples face extra scrutiny, making personal risks higher. Comments ranged from supportive to vitriolic. "Alex is a saint," to "Jordan dodged a bullet. Narcissistic much?" They talked for hours, unpacking years of unspoken resentments. Jordan confessed to feeling overshadowed by Alex's wealth and fame. Alex revealed burnout from constant giving. A breakthrough. "We both need boundaries," Jordan said, "but also flexibility." Alex agreed, proposing couples therapy. But Emily's pregnancy complicated matters. "She's keeping it," Alex explained. "I'll help financially, but that's it." Jordan recoiled. "So now it's a family? Where do I fit?" The argument reignited, voices rising. "You're making this about you," Alex accused. "And you're making it about everyone but us," Jordan retorted. The night ended in stalemate, Jordan leaving with, "I need time." Alex, alone again, questioned his choices. Had compassion cost too much? Emily, sensing his turmoil, visited the next day. "Don't regret helping me," she urged. But Alex pondered the ripple effects, the divided friends, the public debates. Months later, the Foundation's gala became the flashpoint. Alex invited Jordan, hoping for closure. Emily attended as a speaker, sharing her journey. Her speech moved the crowd. One act of kindness changed everything, but it came at a price. Jordan, in the audience, felt a pang of empathy. Backstage, they confronted. "I see now," Jordan said. "Your heart is why I fell in love with you." Alex's eyes softened. "And your strength is mine." But when Jordan asked about Emily's role, Alex affirmed his commitment. "She's family now, in a different way." The choice crystallized. Jordan issued a final plea. "If we reunite, she can't be part of our daily life." Alex hesitated, the weight of his principles clashing with love. In a moment of raw emotion, he chose, "I can't abandon her. Not after all this." Jordan walked away, heartbroken but resolute. The split finalized, assets divided amicably. Society buzzed, op-eds analyzed, empathy over love, a modern tragedy? Some praised Alex's integrity. Others critiqued his rigidity. Alex thrived professionally, his foundation expanding nationwide. Emily gave birth to a girl, naming her after Alex's late mother. Their bond remained supportive, non-romantic. Jordan found new love, a partner who shared his boundaries, and advocated for mental health in queer communities. Yet, scars lingered. At Pride events, they'd nod politely, symbols of what could have been. The story became legend in Seattle circles, sparking endless discussions on the limits of kindness in relationships. Years passed, the drama fading into memory, but its lessons endured. Alex, now in his 40s, ran his empire with renewed purpose, his foundation aiding thousands. Emily, a successful designer and single mom, credited him as her rock. Their friendship was a quiet constant, no romance, just mutual respect. Jordan remarried, his new husband a therapist who helped him heal. They adopted a child, building the family Jordan always wanted. Occasional encounters at events were cordial, laced with nostalgia. "No regrets," Jordan once said over coffee. Alex smiled. "Me neither, but I wonder." The controversy evolved into case studies in psychology classes. The Harlan Dilemma, Compassion versus Commitment. Books were written, podcasts dissected. In queer spaces, it prompted dialogues on intersectionality, how class, race, and sexuality intersect in personal choices. Alex dated sporadically, but none matched Jordan's depth. He poured energy into advocacy, testifying before Congress on homelessness reforms. Emily's daughter, little Sophia, called him Uncle Alex, her laughter filling gaps in his heart. One evening, at a fundraiser, Alex spotted Jordan across the room. Their eyes met, a spark of what was. Approaching, Alex said, "You look happy." Jordan nodded. "So do you. That foundation, it's incredible." They talked like old friends, sharing updates. "Emily's doing great," Alex mentioned. Jordan's smile was genuine. "Good. She deserved a chance." As they parted, Alex felt closure. The choice, once divisive, now seemed inevitable, a testament to growth. Society had moved on, but the questions lingered. Where does personal duty end and relational loyalty begin? In quiet reflection, Alex penned a memoir, Choices in the Rain, chronicling the saga. It became a bestseller, igniting fresh debates. Readers argued online, Alex was right, kindness above all, versus Jordan had a point, self-care first. The story's legacy was its ambiguity, forcing introspection. Had Alex sacrificed love for principle, or had Jordan prioritized fear over faith? In the end, both found fulfillment, but at the cost of togetherness. As the sun set over Seattle, Alex stood on his balcony, the same one where arguments once raged. He whispered to the wind, "Was it worth it?" And so, the tale closes with a question for all. Was Alex right to choose compassion over his marriage, true or false?